Hey guys,
Welcome back to Forward Farming.
we're back
Woohoo!
for a little bit.
And childless too, I may say, or
Yeah,
may add. The
yeah.
kids are at daycare, well, the two older ones, and Jack is in the living room, sound asleep in his swing. So this might be a quiet episode unless Winnie makes an appearance.
Yeah, we've got Winnie up here, my little guardian. So we'll see. There's also some house construction going on right now, so I'm sorry if you hear any pounding or other fun noises in the background or bear barking. But for the most part, it should be pretty quiet.
Knock on wood.
Yes, fingers crossed. But we'll get into our updates. We'll get into updates later because it's been a while since we've just sat down and chit chatted. Chit chat. Uh, so what has your week been like, Becca? I don't even know what day it is.
It's Monday. um, it's been good. I don't. The days all kind of go together at
They
this
do.
point, if I'm being honest. So I guess my low for the week, I kind of feel like poo today, but I think I think it's a combination of allergies and the fact that Jack decided he didn't really need to sleep last night. So I'm just like exhausted and then allerginess up in my face. So I just feel blah today. But I think he must be going through a growth spurt because he just wanted to eat all night long. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Has he been doing okay sleeping otherwise?
I mean, he sleeps like a newborn. I don't like to complain about it because obviously they don't sleep all night. But the past couple nights, besides last night, he was getting some like 4 or 5 hour stretches, which was really nice because then I feel like you can actually like sleep,
Sleep?
like get a good nap in. So yeah, I shouldn't complain. He's doing pretty good, but last night was a doozy. So hopefully he does better tonight.
Good. Oh, that's good that he's sleeping now, though. Sorry, I'm taking up your sleep when he sleeps time.
That's fine. I don't know why I'm like not good at napping anymore. Like I'll be exhausted and I just can't fall asleep. So normally if he's napping during the day, if I'm not like doing laundry or something, I'm just kind of like laying there watching TV trying to fall asleep. Doesn't work though.
That's sad when you lose the ability to nap.
Right? I don't know
That's
what it is.
yeah, that's usually like a high for me. It's like, oh boy, a nap. And then yeah, when you just have time to nap and you lay there and you're just like, son of a bitch, why can't I sleep?
It's probably because I'm like thinking of everything that I should be doing while he's sleeping, but oh well, we're surviving.
Good. That's all you can ask for.
Yep.
That's good.
What about you? What's your low?
Um, I'm pretty disconnected from work at this point. I think I officially got like quote unquote retired. Which is okay, but I feel like I'm just so I'm just so out of the loop now. I don't know what's happening, so like I don't have anything to complain about anymore.
Guess that's a
um,
good thing.
yeah, but I guess I don't know if it's I don't know. I don't want to complain, but like over the weekend I had some pains, a lot of pains, a lot of very strong movements, a lot of me getting the bejesus beat out of my insides. um so that wasn't really fun, but it's okay today. So I don't know if I don't know. I
Just
don't know.
getting ready to come out.
He's getting red.
I almost said it, but I like corrected myself.
I did. Yeah, we're getting close. So I'm kind of to the point where I'm all flustered now. I'm getting to the point where like any big pain, I'm like, oh, do I need to be timing this? Because I'm 38 weeks this week, and I have an ultrasound on Wednesday to check the growth and stuff to make sure that we're not getting too big. Because if we are getting too big, then we're going to have to schedule an induction. And they told me that they want to keep me between 39 weeks and 40 weeks and 6 days. And I don't know if that's normal or if that's just because I have diabetes that they don't want me going any longer than that, but I can pick a time pretty much anywhere in between that date range. So I think that's like
Oh,
the
it's kind of nice.
yeah, it's like the 18th through the 31st. So we're having this baby by the end of the month, which is, I don't, oh.
So exciting though.
Yeah, it's exciting. So I'm just kind of, everyone's like, oh, you're gonna know the difference between just like a normal, like a Braxton Hicks thing and like an actual contraction. And I'm like, everyone in my family has had like back contractions, and they said that it's really hard to tell the difference between just like a spasm and like an actual back contraction. So anytime my back seizes up, I'm like, oh God, is this it?
And I heard like back labor is awful.
Worse, yeah. So
yeah. Have fun with that.
yeah. So
I was gonna say, like, I remember asking my doctor the same thing, like, how am I gonna with Sophia? I was like, how do I know if I'm actually in labor? And he just looked at me and he's like, you'll know. And I was like, that's not helpful. But then when it happened, I knew.
Yeah.
But yeah, with back labor, I don't know how that would differ.
I don't either. So that's kind of what I'm a little nervous about right now. But
is the baby head down?
Yeah, thankfully. So I don't have to worry about them doing the whole spinning thing. Which
that doesn't sound enjoyable either.
No, it doesn't. And I had so I'm seeing midwives. So every time I go in, I see a different nurse. And this last time we went in, we had like a student or whatever. Not like a student, but like a new,
like a med school person.
Yeah.
Like
so I don't know, what are they called?
Like an intern or a resident, maybe?
Yeah, a resident. Oh, Lord.
I'm watching Grey's Anatomy right now. I should know this stuff.
We had a resident come in, and I think I was like his first patient that he's ever seen this pregnant. So he was just like pressing the bejesus out of my belly and like squishing it to the point where I had like a cone. It was, the baby was just pointed up.
I'm like, child's like, what is happening in here?
I don't like this. I don't like this. So that was kind of scary. Did not like that. But yeah, everything else is going okay. Just taking it day by day, surviving.
Well, good. What day's your appointment? Wednesday?
Yeah, every Wednesday I have appointments. So hopefully I'll have more of a better idea of how things are going to go on Wednesday. See how things are looking.
Good. That's so exciting. That is nice though that, well, I know with Sophia, my doctor told me he wouldn't let me go past 41 weeks. Like, I know it's not always like bad for the baby. Like sometimes they just need more time to come out. But I remember he just said like the risk of something going wrong increases. So he doesn't love to let people go over 41 weeks. But
yeah,
I never had that problem. So
we so Dan's birthday is the 25th of August. That's my due date too. And we were trying to figure out how schooling would work. Like we were trying to look up on our school district website, like when the cutoff date for like getting them into kindergarten or whatever is. And Dan was always the oldest in his class. So I said, oh, so your parents held you back. And he's like trying to do the math, like counting on his fingers. He's like, no, I was 5 in kindergarten and like 6 and like counting on his hands all the way up until high school. And he's like, but I was the first one to have my driver's license when I was a sophomore. And I was like, yeah, so you got held back in kindergarten. He's like, no. Oh, and like he just kind of hit it. And I was like, well, that's I think that's pretty typical that you would hold a boy back if they're born in the summer usually. I feel like
I was always the youngest in my class because August 3rd is my birthday. So
so you must have got in kindergarten right before the cutoff.
Yeah. I was always the youngest.
Yeah, so that was just very hard for Dan to like do the math. We're like, well, no.
So if you have to like pick a date, would he want it on his birthday or no?
I don't think so. I was like, well, maybe.
That'd be so weird for like them to be like, well, pick a date. But then at the same time, I guess you don't know how long the induction would take. Right. So it could.
And
you could be like, oh yeah, let's have it born on the birthday, and then it wouldn't be.
Yeah, because we have Dan's birthday is the 25th, and then he has an older brother whose birthday is the 27th. So I'm like, well, I don't.
So maybe do it for the 26th.
I'm like, well, maybe if we just go earlier, like the 22nd, that's a Sunday. If we go in on a Sunday, maybe we'll have the baby by like Monday or something. And then I was thinking, I was like, well, damn it, that's Winnie's adoptiversary. I don't want her to have to share her day with.
Oh my gosh.
So my August is just booked. I don't know when I'm going to have this child.
It's gonna have to wait till September. Sorry.
Shoot. So those are the problems I'm dealing with right now.
Can my child share a day with my cat?
I mean, I guess.
Hard hitting questions.
Just start a Reddit thread on that. Anyway, getting back on track here. Do you have any highs for the week?
Wow, that was just the lows. Good thing we don't have much planned for this topic today. My high for the week is I finally have all of my paperwork done for the farm program, which are you drinking a sugar-free Dr. Pepper right now?
You betcha.
Amber and I were talking about soda earlier, and then she said I said something about how Dr. Pepper sounded good. She was all excited that she was having one for lunch. And then actually I made myself get Jimmy John's today before I came back from town. So then I got Dr. Pepper to drink with that. It was delicious. You got
like the big Dr. Pepper.
I didn't. I probably should have, because calories are calories, but I did not.
True. I forgot you have to be mindful of. Anyway.
No, like I should have, because I need more calories, but I didn't. Whatever.
Did you eat that whole sub? Why did you get such a big sub? That was like a 3-foot sub.
That was for Joey. So I don't know. Do you go to Jimmy John's often?
I mean, not currently, but usually, yeah.
So we haven't had one in Platteville for, I don't know, a few years now. And I don't go there very much because it's like downtown Platteville. But it sounded good. And they've got this new chicken Caesar wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken Caesar salad wrap. It's good. And so today before I left work, I hadn't eaten anything yet because I still have no appetite. And I was like, oh, Jimmy John's sound kind of good. So then I stopped and I got a sub for Joey too, but I just got the wrap. And then I got Joey the sub, and they had like the regular sub, which it fills me up. Mm-hmm. But then they had an option for like a giant sub. And I was like, well, Joey likes food, so I'll get him that. And that thing was like 2 feet long at least. It was so big, but I thought it was good. So
he's not going to complain.
No, and then he didn't eat all of it. He saved half of it for later. So
that's
it works
impressive.
out good.
Good.
Yeah. Anyways, that's my Jimmy John story. Okay, back to my high. The farm program that we participate in on the dairy is basically it's a lot of paperwork, but it's basically to ensure that we are doing the best we can, taking care of our animals, being mindful of like sustainability, making sure kind of everyone's on the same page. So like every few years we have to redo everything. So we do the SOPs, which is like standard operating procedure, I think. Mm-hmm. So I have to update all the protocols and go over all that with like our vet to make sure if there's any changes, we change it. So it's a lot of paperwork is what it is. So I got that done today with our vet. So I'm glad that is over with. Thankfully we don't really change much protocol wise on the farm, because if it's not broke, don't fix it is kind of our motto. We just had a few minor changes with like vaccine protocol and stuff like that, because that's always changing, but got that done. So then Wednesday we have our evaluation. So there's people that are like trained to go to the farms and go through all the paperwork, and they walk the barns, kind of just to make sure everything is as it should be. And so we got that Wednesday morning. Hopefully that all goes well. And then hopefully I won't have to think about it for a while, for a couple years at least. But I don't know. A lot of people kind of complain about it, and it's a lot of busy work and a lot of like repetition, I think. But at the same time, it puts consumers' minds at ease.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of producers, or yeah, a lot of producers have to do it now. So it's just kind of another way to ensure that we've dotted all the I's and crossed the T's with our care of the animals and everything that goes along with it. So glad that is done. That is definitely my high.
Good. 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 Let's see. My high. We are getting a lot of progress done on our addition, our house addition, which is nice. We just got our drywall hung on Friday, so that's all done. Everything's like all good to go there. So I think we're just waiting to have that like mudded and taped. I think that's starting this afternoon. So if you hear bear barking, those people are here. So they have to come in through our house to get into the addition now, which is kind of crummy. So Bear has been locked up in his little kennel room, which is right in front of the front door. So these contractors have to come in through our back patio door, and it's right in front of Bear. So he gives them a nice howdy ho when they come in. It's definitely not going to be done by the time the baby comes, but it's a lot farther than I thought it would be, which is nice. So I think after this gets kind of all taped up and mudded, then we can start paint, which will be hopefully by the end of the week or beginning of next week. And then flooring goes in, and then trim, and then I'll just all the bathroom stuff goes in. But as long as a bedroom is done, that's kind of all I care about. Just so we can clear up our living room, because like our living room has a crib still in it. We have the dresser with like the changing table top thing on it. So that would be nice to have not out in the open. But
sounds like after today, like most of the big stuff will be done for it at least.
Yeah, I hope so. So I don't know how long like this mudding will take, maybe a couple days, and then like with texturing the walls and the ceilings.
Oh yeah.
And then I think they're putting in spray insulation up in our ceiling, and I think that's another day. So we're just swamped. But it's coming along. I'm excited.
Well, at least you're not doing it.
Yeah.
I feel like, take your time. I don't want to do it.
Yes. So yeah, that'll be good. So I think I'll probably have to like spend the first week or two over at my parents' house after the baby comes, just to get in a quiet environment, so we're not waking baby up all the time with construction noises and stuff. So that's going to kind of suck, but
I mean, if it makes you feel better, that baby will probably sleep through all of it.
I hope so. I hope so. But between construction and the dog barking, I'm going to be crabby.
Plus, if you're your parents, you can probably like get a nap, get some food.
Yeah.
They can help you out a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right, take it back. That baby needs to be at your parents' house.
And we might as well just leave it over there. I mean, if we're being honest, it's gonna be my parents' baby anyway. It's fine.
I'll come back when it's hungry.
I'm gonna be the babysitter. I'm not even gonna be the mom. I'm just gonna. You're doing a great job. Thanks, guys. Anyway, how about some goals?
Do you have one? I had one and now I don't remember what it was.
I just started doing all of my laundry this week. Like I still have clothes that I haven't washed since like I could fit in normal clothes. And that's been a minute. So everything just kind of like got piled on the bottom of my hamper that I'm just starting to get to. So I'm catching
minor details.
So you guys know how dirty I am. I'm catching up on laundry. for myself.
I've been doing pretty good with laundry, actually. Only because I've been binge watching Grey's Anatomy.
Did you start
it's
over?
kind of one of those, yeah, it's kind of one of those things that like, it's just kind of always on for like background noise. So every day I pretty much do laundry now. Well, if Jack is like awake, I just put him on the bed and put laundry away while I watch Grey's. But I think my goal, I need to start getting Jack to take a bottle. We haven't tried that yet, but I know like they say to start between 4 and 6 weeks to take a bottle. So I need to sanitize all of the old bottles, figure out which one he likes, because he's probably going to start daycare in September, which is like really soon. And I shouldn't feel guilty about it because like a lot of children go to daycare that young, but like with Joe and Sophia, I took them to work for so long, like they were almost a year old before they ever went to daycare, and I feel like third child, like, get it away. But it's not that, it's mainly because it's going to get colder faster.
Yeah,
like with Joe and Sophia, I had all summer with them, but when it gets colder, it's a lot harder to feed calves and stuff, and then it's so much work to have a baby on the farm, and like I might as well just bring him to daycare. So I got to get him to take a bottle, and then I got to figure out my pump. I just got a new one through insurance, because actually with Sophia, my insurance was crap, and they gave me like a terrible pump, and it gave me mastitis and clogged ducts all the time.
Oh no.
So then I ended up, yeah, it was awful. So I ended up just using like a manual one, and that was fine. And then with Joe, I did the same thing. I just used a manual pump. But since I will have to pump more often this time around, I got a Spectra through insurance. So I got to do that and hope that it doesn't give me mastitis and clogged ducts. So those are my goals: bottle and pup.
Yeah, I had a big battle with my insurance trying to get one. They sent me through like one website, and then like after I had placed an order, they're like, oh yeah, we'll let you know a month within your due date if you get approved. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. So then they let me know like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, sorry. My drywall people are here. They let me know like, oh yeah, like your insurance doesn't work through our company, even though they told me it did. I was like, oh, well, why couldn't you have let me know like 2 months ago when I applied for this? But
what website did you go through?
Aeroflow or whatever.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's what I did.
And so that didn't work. So then I'm trying to call my insurance company, and they're like, oh, well, you need to talk to your doctors. Well, they don't know anything about my insurance. So I had to call the insurance company back and like get bounced around everywhere. And then they sent me to a medical supply company in Ohio. And they're like, here, you can order through this website. And they had like 12 different pump options, and my insurance would cover 2. So now I'm worried. I just got it today, so hopefully it'll work. But
what brand is it?
It's the one that starts with an M. Marina?
Oh, Medela.
Medela?
Yes. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's I've heard. I hope it is.
I know a lot of people that use them like all the time, or
okay.
Like full time, I guess we could say.
Yeah.
Medela and Spectra, I think, are the 2 like top.
That's what I thought
ones.
too, because I could find like attachments and like extra accessory stuff for it at Target, so I figured it must be pretty popular.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I think insurance just tries to like make everything as complicated as possible so that you don't go through with it, or you're like, oh, screw it, I'll just buy it with my own money. And then
True.
Yeah.
So we'll see. More updates on that later.
Right.
So how have you been? How are you adjusting to 3 kids? How are you adjusting to the baby life again?
Overall, really well. The not eating thing is probably the worst part.
Is that new?
I shouldn't say I'm
for
not
you?
eating.
Like, is that the first time it's happened?
I don't remember it with Sophia. With Joe, I remember like a few days of it. But this time around, I'm still, I think it's getting a little bit better. Like, but I usually don't eat until lunchtime. And then I pretty much have to make myself eat. And then like at dinner time, it's hit or miss if I eat anything. So just it sucks because I think it's probably affecting like my energy level and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like the thought of eating just repulses me. So I don't know, it sucks. But I'm making enough milk. I'm still thirsty, which is good. So I'm drinking plenty of water, but I don't know. I hope that I outgrow it soon.
Yeah, no kidding. Because how many weeks postpartum are you?
Jack is 4 weeks today, so
Whew.
yeah. And I asked my doctor about it. I had a 2 week appointment, and I asked her about it because I was like, maybe it's like a deficiency in something, or I don't know. And she's just like, no, that happens sometimes. You just kind of got to push through it. And I'm like, that is not what I
It's not
needed to hear
helpful.
right now. But I guess I am doing what she said. I'm pushing through it.
Oh,
Other than that, the kids have been really good. Sophia had a hard first week, and it didn't help that she had like a stuffy nose when we first came home. So I like tried to distance her from him. That was really hard on her, but now she loves to hold him, and I have to keep reminding her that she cannot pick him up. She does good, at least like when she goes to pick him up, she is supporting his head, but I'm like,
oh,
Sophia,
good.
you cannot do that.
You're just gonna see her just like dragging him by the armpits through the house. Like, no.
I feel like she's strong enough now she could actually carry him around, but that would be Joe for sure. They're being really helpful, and they're pretty good. Sometimes they get I don't want to say jealous, but like frustrated if I'm feeding him and they want something
Mm-hmm.
and they have to wait, but they're pretty self-sufficient that they can kind of get what they want to. So I think they know that because like sometimes I'll be feeding and they'll be like, can we have a freezy? And I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
You know where they're at. Just go get them.
Yeah. And then
Don't
they'll
stab
bring it
each
to
other with
me.
the scissors.
She'll bring it to me with the scissors, and then I'll open it, and then they put the scissors back and away they go. So
Wow.
yeah, they're pretty self-sufficient.
That's impressive. Your kids are very smart.
So that's been nice. Yeah, the no sleep thing, I'm pretty good. I don't know, I'm getting used to it. I have to start work next week, which I like. I don't know, I'm not really ready for it, but I kind of need to be ready for it because we have a few shifts a week that need to be covered with people starting school and stuff. So the first 2 weeks I'm just going back 3 days a week, and then starting in September I'll go back to 5 days a week and as needed on the weekends. But I'm like, I'm sure it'll be fine once I get there. But at the same time, I'm just like, I'm not ready to go back yet.
Yeah, maybe if you go back to work, you get your appetite back a little bit if you're kind of moving around
I
in
was
the
kind of wondering
morning.
that. Yeah, I'm hoping so. So I'll probably just bring some snacks along and stuff and see how it goes. But
Yeah, because that'd be a long day if you didn't eat until noon while you're
yeah,
working.
yeah. I'm hoping I think my mom said that. She's like, well, you kind of, not that I'm not doing anything, but like compared to activity level I was
Mm-hmm.
before till now, I'm really not doing a whole lot. So hopefully that helps things. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that going back slow, and yeah, going back, I'll just get in a better mindset about it.
But otherwise, everything else is going okay at home.
Yeah, recovery wise was really good. Um, just kind of, I don't know, doing a little bit more every single day. The first few weeks, I like didn't want to leave the house just because it's so much work to leave the house with the baby. And like now, we're doing better where I can like kind of plan out when we leave. Like it's always stressful. Like it's like okay, I just fed the baby now, so I've got like a good 2.5 hours before he's hungry again. Like let's go get something done quick before I need to feed him. And it's a mind game, but it's getting easier to leave the house and kind of planning around that stuff. So
Good. You haven't been dealing with any like baby blues or anything like that. You've been pretty.
for the most part, no. Um, I mean, I think everyone's got moments or days or hours that they kind of are like blah, but it's not all the time for me, which is
Good.
I think a good thing. Um, like last night in the middle of the night, I don't even know what time it was. I could not get him to go back to sleep. And like the only time he wasn't crying is if he was feeding. And at one point I like put him down and he started crying again. I'm like, bro, just go to sleep. And then I just started crying and I'm like, why? But
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's normal. There's a lot of hormone changes going on. So
Yeah. I think that would make anybody cry, honestly.
yeah.
Poor guy. Is he can you tell like when they're that young if they're kind of like your other kids? Like do they have
Um,
like is he been pretty calm? Like have all your kids been pretty calm or is he just kind of like wired? I don't
he's
know. Like are
yeah.
newborns, do they have that kind of personality yet or are they just do
I
they
think
grow
it.
into it?
I think they grow into it, but then at the same time, like Joe was the most chill baby ever, and Sophia, I remember she she cried a lot more than Joe and Jack. She wasn't colicky by any means, but she just I remember like a lot of nights she had that the witching hour, you could call it. Joe rarely had that, and actually Jack doesn't really have that either. Um, so that's lucky. He doesn't really spit up very much. Like he's a really chill baby. I think both him and Joe were pretty chill. But I've noticed like this last week he has started. I don't know if it's growth spurt or whatever, but he cries a little bit more now when he wakes up and he's hungry or if he's like gassy, he cries more. With those first couple weeks, like literally all he did was eat and sleep. So I don't know. It's hard to. I don't know if it's actually personality or just kind of him. Like
Adjusting.
yeah, that's probably the best word for it.
You've seen those TikTok videos where they like degas the baby. Is that the right word? Where they like fart. Where they fart the baby, like where they do the bicycle kicks and
I've
stuff.
never had that work for me. Like
Really?
I've seen that and I've tried it and it I don't know. It
It
doesn't
just
work.
doesn't do anything. I was gonna say,
I
is
usually
it
like
fake?
I don't know. I'm sure for some babies maybe it works, but I never like actually got them to pass any gas. But when Jack is gassy, I usually like just pick him up and like pat him on his butt and that usually calms him down. But like a lot of times when he wakes up and or like getting out of the car seat, he just wants to like stretch out and then he just starts farting up a storm. So
That's all he needs.
he just needs to stretch out his legs a bit.
Typical boy.
Right.
Oh, poor Jack. Do you have what are they like the Frida Windy? Have you seen those? It's kind of
No,
like a baby enema.
I do not. I think I've seen that they had them, but he's not like super gassy. I was gonna get they've got like a gas drop
Mm-hmm.
for them. I thought about getting that and trying those out, but I I don't really have the free to anything. I used to have a little nose sucker, but I didn't think it worked very well. I don't know if I was doing it wrong or what. So I just use a little bulb if I need it with some saline drops.
That was, I think, after one of our first doctor appointments, we went to Target because it's right across the street from our doctor's clinic. I had Dan with me. We just walked through the baby aisle real quick to see what kind of stuff we needed to start saving for. That was the one thing he found that he was just obsessed with was that Frida Windy thing.
What do you do? Like you
It's
stick it up their butt?
yeah, it's kind of like the nose sucker except with the butt. I don't know if it has like a syringe where you kind of like pull it.
Oh
So
God.
you're literally like sucking the fart out of them. Not like
Yeah,
inhaling it, but you're like
count me out for that.
because the
I
direction said
imagine that that
just
I
like
can only imagine like you get a fart out and then poop everywhere.
they said keep a diaper handy if you're doing this. So I just like
Did you buy one?
no.
Oh. I kind of
No.
wanted to send you one for Dan to try.
If we have a gassy baby, we'll probably invest in one that's like $10 or something. But
I mean, yeah, it's worth a shot. I'm just, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look this up now.
yeah, I think that's how it works. I didn't do a lot of research, but yuck. See, anything else going on at home?
Mm, Not a whole lot. We just, oh, excuse me. I need to get back into the farmers markets. I haven't really had any ambition to do that either.
I don't blame you.
My mom is gonna come for the next Wednesday market that they have, because that's just once a month. So she's gonna come for that, because both the markets, it's just like they're not super busy, but at the same time, like if I have to feed him or whatever, I don't want to be like away for 15 minutes. So she's gonna come for that, and then hopefully I'll get back to the Saturday ones in the next couple weeks. Those ones are a little bit slower, so I can just go to my truck and feed him and put a sign up that says like be back at 15 or something. I don't know. That's about it though. I'm just, I don't know, relaxing.
Just
surviving. Yeah, that's probably a better word.
Good. Well, glad everyone is doing okay and feeling good.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. All the kids are doing great.
Good. That's the main thing. So a couple weeks ago, I put up a thing on my Instagram asking people for their opinions on what I should be taking in my hospital bag. And I got a lot of people responding to me. So since you are a seasoned pro, I brought my bag up here that is literally full of shit. So you can tell me what I need and what I don't need, because
this is
I
funny
overpack.
Because I think with Sophia, I totally overpacked as well. And every single time I go to the hospital, I bring less and less stuff.
Yeah.
So when you said that, it kind of made me laugh, because I'm like, oh, I bet she's gonna like have a ton of stuff that she doesn't, but not that you don't need, but like, you know.
Yeah.
And I was the same way. So
you don't need it. But you could tell like who had just had one baby and who was like multiple kids in at this point, because a lot of the multiple kid moms were like, you don't really need anything. Just bring like comfy clothes to go home in and like clothes for the baby, and that's it. Maybe a toothbrush if you want.
That's literally what I brought.
Literally it. I was like, oh, so you mean I don't need this lip mask that everyone's telling me that I need to bring? Oh, and a long phone charger. That was like,
oh yeah,
that's what everyone was telling me. So I've got this big duffel bag.
it's a cute bag.
Thanks. So I have like a lot. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. So I have like these nursing tank top things. I think I have two of those. I have Frida also makes like a Frida mom kit, like a hospital kit.
Oh,
type thing.
What's all in it?
It comes with like your own like hospital gown type thing, which I thought would be nice, because then I could like smell like home, because I like smells. They're weird. It came with little gripper socks, like hospital socks. And then it came with like this little bag thing.
Oh.
And it has like witch hazel spray in it. It has 4 pair of boy shorts. And
the
then
mesh undies.
Yeah, pretty much. So it pretty much just has like all of your down there care type thing, which everyone's like, oh, just steal stuff from the hospital. That's what it's there for. So don't even bring any of that stuff. So I'm like, but what if it's not good?
Yeah, and it probably depends on the hospital too, like what they give you.
Yeah.
Because I know like mine, they give you like the mesh underwear. They give you like a huge thing of their giant pads and like ice packs.
Mm-hmm.
And then the little bottle, the
little squeezy bottle thing.
Yeah. And then and then they gave me like a spray, like a I forget what it's called. It's like a pain reducing spray.
Yeah.
And then new this time, they gave me these like little pads that had witch hazel on them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else. It was something else with it too, but you kind of just like stuck it on top of the big pad. But at the same time too, I brought Depends to the hospital because I thought that was way more comfortable than their giant pads and mesh undies.
I was gonna say I have Depends in here too. When I was talking to Tara, she just had her baby like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And she's like, she said that her water broke and it just like never stopped.
Oh yeah, it's like a slow leak.
Yeah. So she said that she wore hers all the way to the hospital and like through most of that. So she said, make sure you have a couple.
I wore them like probably the first 2 weeks after birth.
So I should probably stock up on more of those, is what you're saying.
They're comfortable.
Okay. Good to know. So yeah, I think
I mean,
just
it probably depends how much you bleed and stuff too, but yeah. Sorry to any males listening to this episode. You should just turn it off.
Should have gave like a trigger warning or something.
If you haven't already.
My bad. If you're still listening, you are an MVP. Yeah, so I just have like pajamas and stuff that are easy for nursing, and then I have a couple of baby outfits in here too. Other than that, I have a long phone charger, like a 12-footer, because everyone says get the longest one that you can. And then I think I have like a stroller fan coming, like those adjustable battery operated, like small little fans, just in case I get hot. Yeah. Everyone said you either get cold or you get hot. You're either shaking because you're cold or you're hot. So I don't know.
Or you just shake because you get the shakes, because that was me.
Really?
I was like, yeah, it was awful. And she's like, are you cold or do you just have the shakes? And I was like, I just have the shakes. Like I could not stop shaking.
Oh no.
But apparently that's a thing. So
great. That sounds great.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, my little
a lot
socks.
of people say to bring chapstick.
Yeah. So I got a little lip mask and it's peach tea. I just got it in. I should probably try it to make sure I'm not allergic to it or something, because that would be my luck.
You'll put it on and then your lips will just be like twice the size.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea.
Dumbass. And then I got like travel size toiletries. So I got like a little mini travel toothbrush and stuff. I got a little thing of my face wash, a little thing of like shampoo, conditioner, dry shampoo. My lucky scrunchie is in here. And that's kind of it. And then I think we have like our pillow, just like a regular pillow packed, because a lot of people said bring your own pillow and a blanket if you want. I don't need a blanket, but I have a pillow packed. I have like the boppy pillow for the baby, just in case I need that. And then I have a separate bag just full of baby clothes ready to go. That's in the car already. But I didn't.
But it's hard too, because like you don't always know what size you need.
Yeah. So I think I have like a couple
different outfits, like some newborn
and some 0 to 3 month or whatever they are. So I needed I'm like, what if we're there for 3 days? So I have like 6 to 8 outfits packed for the baby.
See, and I just always kept it in whatever, like our hospital had just little they're like long sleeve onesie gowns almost, or they had I don't know, just pajamas for the baby, because I feel like they just got them dirty right away, so then I would just keep changing them out.
Yeah. And I brought like a pair of, because everyone's like, oh, you're gonna want comfy clothes to go home in. So I have like a large pair of, they're not thick sweatpants, they're kind of like a yoga pant, sweatpant, almost a jogger type. Is that what the kids are calling them? Jogger pants?
Joggers.
Yep. And just like a loose top or something to go home in. Other than that, that's about it. I think Dan's going to bring his laptop if we want to watch movies or something, if it's going to be a long process. He's got snacks packed. We just went to Walmart yesterday and picked
That is
up.
smart.
We
That is
picked up
something I
like
wish I would have done.
not super smelly snacks for him, like trail mix. He wanted Rice Krispie treats, so we have Rice Krispie treats, and it came down between. I think we got a thing of beef jerky for him too, but it came down between trail mix and like beer nuts as an option. And he's like, I should probably go with the trail mix. I don't want the nurses thinking I'm a total slobs. Just eating a whole bag of beer nuts. He's like, so I guess we can get the trail mix. I'm like, wow, that is a very good for you. Good for you.
So he's not sneaking bush lattes into the hospital?
He might. He might have
I
a
don't think you
couple
really
stored
gotta sneak
away.
them.
He might have a couple stored away in his bag. I should double check that. But yeah, his stuff is all ready to go. And we had Chinese food the other night for dinner, and he was eating rice, and he had just like a little bit left over. So he like he was sitting in a chair, so he like raised it up, the plate up to his mouth, and was just like shoveling it in, just like pushing it in. And I just kind of like look over at him, and he stopped, and he's like, I'm gonna be a dad in like 2 weeks. And he just like, I think he almost started crying. I think it like finally hit him. Like, holy shit.
Eating his rice.
As he's just like plowing it. So I think he finally had that oh shit moment. And
well, better now than as the baby's coming out.
Yep, that's what I was thinking too. So we're ready to roll.
That's funny.
I think that's it. I think that's all I should need, I hope.
Yeah, you really did. I don't think you packed anything that you like didn't need.
Good.
The only thing I didn't pack this time around, I packed the Depends baby clothes for me and clothes for Joey, and then a toothbrush. I feel like that was it, because I would have brought like shampoo and stuff, but I kind of forgot. But they have always given us some too.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and then this time around we were only there for like 30 hours before we came home, so we were only there one night, which was kind of nice. We could have stayed another night, but I don't know, third child, we're like,
you got the hang of it.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. So, and the only reason I think last year, or with Joe, we wanted to leave after the first night too, but we couldn't because he was born on the weekend and we had to wait till Monday morning for him to get circumcised. So like we had to stay overnight, which wasn't a big deal, but then staying 2 nights,
to know.
You need more stuff too. So
yeah.
So don't plan it for a weekend, otherwise you'll be there longer.
Do not plan it for a Friday. Okay.
Unless you want to stay there, because like it's nice because the nurses, everyone's there to help you, but then at the same time, for us at least, they have to come in and check your vitals every 4 hours. And so it's like it's usually at the worst times, I feel like.
Like right when you start falling asleep or something.
Yeah, I remember it was 4 a.m, and I knew they were coming back at 4 a.m, but they had to like draw blood from us, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like finally almost asleep, and in comes the nurses. Were always really nice and quiet when they would come in, but the lab tech came in, turns all the lights on, and was like, I gotta draw your blood. And I'm just like, holy, okay, hi, thanks. You could have done like
nice
a nice
to meet
little
you.
knock on the door. But yeah,
fun. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. I'm sure it's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything will be fine. Yep.
Okay, well, that's kind of all I got. I haven't really been doing anything else other than just chilling, growing
a baby. It's a pretty important job.
It is. And a couple weeks ago, we went into the doctor. The nurse was asking me, she's like, so would you want to schedule an induction like right now? Do you want to just pick a date? And I was like, no, like I'm fine. Just when it happens, it happens. I don't I'm not in a hurry. And now I'm getting to the point where like I understand why people want to schedule an induction as soon as they can. Like I understand now. I'm sorry for being naive. I understand.
It's just, yeah, that third trimester, like I'm the same way. You're doing great. And then there's just, I don't know if it's a certain thing that happens, but you just go from like, I love being pregnant to get this thing out of me.
Yeah. And I didn't really have like that, oh, I'm loving everything until like the third trimester. I'm like, oh, okay, I can understand why people want to keep doing this. And now, yeah, it's just like everything hurts. I'm dying.
Mhm.
I'm tired of getting the shit kicked out of me. Like, oh, yeah, it was cute when it was just nice little taps, but now it's like, my ribs hurt. My butt hurts. There's so much pressure everywhere.
Yeah.
Nothing fits. Like my 2XL t-shirts aren't fitting anymore. My belly's just hanging out of everything.
You probably can't just walk around naked with the people in your house either.
No, I can't. It's very unfortunate. Too many damn windows. Anyway. Yeah. So
yeah. Hope you enjoyed this random episode of us talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put a trigger warning on this one just in case. There are squeamish people out there. There are guys out there that are listening. Sorry.
It could be, I mean, if they have an expecting wife, it could be a good episode for them.
If they could make it through the episode that we did with Annalise, they should be able to make it through this one.
That is true.
Anyway, okay. Well, thanks you guys for listening. If you're not following us on social media, make sure you do that over on Instagram, Forward Farming Podcast. Becca's over at Farming with the Hillbees. I'm over at Cranberry Chats. And you can also follow us along on YouTube now if you like watching podcasts more than listening to them. I don't know. You can find us there at Forward Farming Podcast as well. And if you haven't left us a rating and review, you can do that wherever possible, whatever streaming platform, or on Facebook. You can find us at Forward Farming Podcast as well. So thanks you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.